Hey guys, today we're doing IXL. Let's get started.
Disney Pixar Monsters University. When you hear this sound, turn the page. Ready?
The Three Clues. Naya waited for Kit outside Grandfather's bedroom. Finally, the healer came out. Good news, Kit said. He didn't break his foot when he fell, but he needs to rest for a week. Naya and Mother looked at each other sadly. The Blue Moon dance was in 2 days. Naya and Grandfather always went to the dance together. Mother asked, "Is there anything that can make him heal more quickly?" Kit flipped through her medicine book. Well, some magic night star flowers would heal him right away. But the clues to find them are a little strange. What are they? Naya asked. Travel west and look for the hugging tree, Kit read out loud. Then, cross the Queen's Bridge. Finally, look for stars in a night sky under the full sun. After the healer says Grandfather needs a week of rest, why do Naya and Mother look at each other sadly? Look for clues in the story. They think that Grandfather may miss the dance.
Being a scarer was Mike's big dream, and he was not.
Those flowers sound hard to find.
Got it! All I have to do is win the scare game! He proved that he deserved to be in the program.
Those flowers sound hard to find, Naya said. Then she thought about Grandfather missing their favorite dance. "I'll go," Naya said. "I'll look for the flowers." Mother nodded. "We want Grandfather to heal quickly. Take Harry with you." Harry was Naya's unicorn. He stuck his head in the open window, and Naya petted him. Then she went to explain the plan to Grandfather. "Don't worry, you'll be better again soon," she promised. Naya and Harry set off on the Western Trail. "The first clue is the hugging tree," Naya said. After they traveled for a while, Naya saw a large, strange tree. When they got closer, she got a better look at it. "That must be the hugging tree," Naya shouted. Harry shook his tail. "Look at the picture. How does Naya know that she has reached the hugging tree?"
Advantage, said Mike. The OKs were inspired. As the competition continued, the team began to work well together. This new teamwork got Norsma Kappa into the final event of the Scare Games. Meanwhile,
She sees a sign on the trail that says hugging tree.
just not scary.
She
Sully told Hardscrabble she was wrong, but he was worried.
Next to the hugging tree was a narrow trail. "I bet we go that way," Naya said. "It's time to look for the Queen's Bridge." Naya and Harry made their way along the trail. Soon they arrived at a river with 3 beautiful gold bridges. "I wonder which one is the Queen's Bridge," Naya said. "They all look the same." When Naya and Harry got closer to the bridges, they heard a buzzing sound. "Look," Naya said, "the middle bridge has a beehive under it. Queen bees usually live in beehives, so this must be the Queen's Bridge." Naya and Harry crossed the Queen's Bridge. Then they followed the path on the other side. "Only one clue left," Naya said.
Determined to prove himself.
Why does Naya guess that the middle bridge is the Queen's Bridge? She thinks a queen bee is in a hive under the middle bridge.
A cabin full of kids. Mike roared.
The last clue should lead us to the night star flowers, Naya said. Look for stars in a night sky under the full sun. Harry looked up. Yup, there's the full sun, Naya said. But how can we find stars in the night sky while the sun is out? Soon they came upon a field of beautiful dark flowers. Naya looked around. She had never seen flowers so black before. As black as the night sky, she said slowly. Then she noticed tiny white flowers peeking out between the larger dark ones. We found the night star flowers, Naya said. Naya jumped off Harry and began picking the white flowers. In her mind, she heard music and imagined grandfather spinning her around in the moonlight. How does Naya know she's found the night star flowers? Look for clues in the story. They look like bright stars in a dark sky.
They generated
Fairies without wings.
Disney Pixar Monsters University. When you hear this sound, turn the page. Ready?
Want to go bounce on mushrooms? Pippet asked Crane. Sure, we did that all the time in my old village, Crane said. She had just moved to town. Pippet couldn't imagine moving to a whole different place. He'd never even left the forest.
Destined for greatness.
They jumped from one large mushroom to the next. What's your old village like? Pippet asked. It's kind of like here, Crane said, but there are giant fairies. Some of them are taller than bushes, and they don't have wings. Pippet stopped jumping. Really? He asked. Really, Crane said, leaping onto another mushroom. Pippet stood on his mushroom, trying to picture a giant fairy without wings. Was Crane trying to trick him, or could it be true? What kind of fairies does Crane tell Pippet about?
It released an ear-piercing scream as it flew across the room.
Fairies who bounce on mushrooms. Shy fairies who hide in tall bushes. Giant fairies with no wings.
Being a scarer was Mike's big dream, and he was not going to give up. I got it! All I have to do is win the scare games! He proved that he deserved to be in the program. Mike teamed up with a fraternity called Oopsma Kappa, or OK. But they were still one monster short. So Sully volunteered. Sully was the last monster Mike wanted on his team. Mike and Sully had very different ideas about how to win the scare games. They couldn't work together as a team. The Oopsma Kappa soon got discouraged. Mike needed a new plan. We're going on a little field trip, he announced.
That night at dinner, Pippet quietly sipped his acorn soup. You're serious tonight, his father said. What's on your mind? I'm just thinking about something Crane told me. She says there are giant fairies without wings in her old village, Pippet said. His mother smiled. Sounds like your new friend is a great storyteller. So all fairies have wings? Pippet asked. And all fairies are the same size as us? How do we know for sure? His mother put her fork down next to her clover salad. We've never left the forest, Pippet continued. What if... Think about it, Pippet, his father said. Huge fairies, without wings, how would they float on clouds? Or dance in the air, his mother added. Or herd butterflies, asked his father. What do Pippet's parents think about giant fairies without wings? Look for clues in the story. They live far away. They are good dancers. They are not real. The next afternoon, Pippet and Crane bounced on mushrooms again. My parents say giant fairies without wings aren't real, Pippet said. Crane crossed her arms. Do you want to see them? How? Pippet asked. It's not that far if we fly super fast, Crane said. The idea of seeing a giant fairy without wings was like surfing on a raindrop. It seemed fun, but a little scary. Are they mean? Pippet asked. Nah, Crane said. Most of them can't even see us. Sometimes the younger ones will notice us, but then the other giant fairies don't believe them. Pippet took a deep breath. I need to be home for dinner. You will be. Let's go, Crane said, and they took off. Why does Pippet think that seeing a giant fairy could be like surfing on a raindrop? Both seem hard to do. Both seem fun but scary. Crane and Pippet flew through the forest, faster than Pippet had ever gone. Pippet followed Crane to a clearing. What he saw took his breath away. There were two large fairies, a boy and a girl. They were laughing and throwing a strange round thing back and forth, and they didn't have wings. Told you, Crane said. What are they doing? Pippet asked. It's a game they call catch, Crane answered. Now watch. She flew over and landed right on top of the boy. There's a fairy on your head, the girl said, pointing. How many times do I have to tell you, the boy said. Fairies aren't real. Crane flew back to Pippet. They both laughed. I can't wait to tell my parents, Pippet said. Look at the picture. What are the fairies without wings, really? Rocks, clouds, people.
Exclaimed Mike. Mike and Sully got jobs in the mailroom. They were the hardest workers Monsters Incorporated had ever seen. Team Wazowski and Sullivan were clearly destined for greatness.
Grow a dragon. Grow a dragon.
Ready?
Marlin plopped down onto a bench in the garden.
Sully, Sullivan.
You seem grumpy. What's wrong? Grandma asked. She was weeding her balloon plant. The colorful bunches of balloon blossoms bounced in front of her face. The dragon parade. Ah, it's in 2 days. Nia and Kent and, well, all my friends are going with their dragons. Grandma picked a teacup flower. Tea? It might help you feel better. She handed Marlin the flower cup of steaming tea. Only one thing will make me feel better, Marlin whispered. I know, but dragons cost a lot, Marlin sighed. Right, and it's not like you can just grow one. Marlin looked around his grandmother's garden. Wait, he said slowly. Maybe I can. May I look through your seed box? What is probably true about Grandma's seeds? Look for clues in the story. They are seeds that always grow into balloon plants. They are magic seeds that grow into unusual plants.
Being a scarer was Mike's big dream, and he was not going to give up. I got it! All I have to do is win the scare games! He proved that he deserved to be in the program.
Marlin followed Grandma into the shed, where she handed him her seed box. Let's see. Marlin flipped through the packets. What's the right seed mix to grow a dragon? Grandma rubbed her chin. That's a pretty wild idea. But remember when you mixed peanut seeds and jelly seeds? Growing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is one thing, Grandma said. Growing a dragon is something else. Marlin held up 3 packets. Fire seeds, lizard seeds, and wing seeds. I'll plant them together. Grandma smiled. It's worth a shot. Marlin took a seed out of each packet. He dug a little hole, put in the seeds, and covered them with dirt. Then he poured some water on them. Now he just had to wait and hope. Why does Marlin pick fire seeds, lizard seeds, and wing seeds? Look for clues in the story. His grandmother once told him that these seeds will grow a dragon. He reads on the packets that these seeds will grow a dragon. He wants seeds that remind him of what a dragon is like. The next morning, Marlin couldn't believe what he saw in the garden. There was a plant with a red stem and green leaves. A pink flower bud grew on the stem. Marlin touched the bud carefully with one finger. It was warm and smelled slightly of smoke. I did it! Marlin jumped in the air. Grandma came outside. Well, something is growing, that's for sure. Marlin ran his finger along the stem. It felt like petting a lizard. It's a dragon plant, he cheered. Grandma sighed. It could be. You won't know for certain until that bud opens. Remember what happened with my scrambled egg plant? True. Grandma's scrambled egg seeds just grew rotten eggs. But this time felt different. Marlin crossed his fingers. He would have to wait and see. What important thing does Marlin notice about the bud of his plant? It has wings like a dragon. It smells like smoke.
But they weren't frightened by him at all.
woke at sunrise and raced into the garden. The bud had opened into a large red flower.
Sully slipped through the door.
Marlin heard a tiny roar.
He found Mike
Sitting
sitting
on the
by
flower
water.
was a brightly colored dragon.
You were right.
Marlin
What's
froze.
Candy?
Then
said to
he
Sully.
slowly reached out his hand.
Failure, Mike.
The dragon trembled a little, watching him closely.
Sully admitted.
But then she
Mike
hopped
and
onto
Sully
his
couldn't
hand.
stay by the lake as the camp
My
rangers were
dragon,
after them.
Marlin whispered,
Eventually,
rubbing
they
the
made it back
dragon's
to the
chin.
cabin and to the
She
door that
grinned
led back
and
to
let
Emu.
out a puff of smoke.
The door had been deactivated.
She was nothing like Nia's and Kent's huge, fancy dragons. But Marlin was glad to have a different kind of dragon.
The two pulled off their escape.
You're perfect, Marlin told his dragon. Let's get to the parade. The dragon roared happily.
The monsters executed a monumental scare.
Look at the picture. In what way is Marlin's dragon different from Nia's and Kent's? Marlin's dragon has no wings.
They generated
Marlin's
enough
dragon
energy
can
to
fit
not only
inside his
power
pocket.
up the door back to MU, but to fill every screen can in the DoorTech lab. Mike and Sully had been expelled. They didn't know what they would do next.
Mike, you're not scary. Not even a little. But you are fearless.
Said Sully. Dean Hardscrabble had been very surprised by the duo's final scare performance. She bid them farewell and wished them good luck. Then Mike noticed something in the school newspaper. An ad for a job at Monsters Incorporated. We work at Monsters Incorporated! Exclaimed Mike. Mike and Sully got jobs in the mailroom. They were the hardest workers Monsters Incorporated had ever seen. Team Wazowski and Sullivan were clearly destined for greatness.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.